Hey guys, my name is Alex Cote. I'm an outdoor DP since almost 10 years now. And today I want to explain to you my thinking process of how I selected my new wildlife zoom lens. It's for an upcoming project. I'm gonna shoot wildlife across Canada, from polar bear to caribou, moose, foxes, Arctic foxes, a bunch of birds. It's a very exciting project, but I needed a new lens for that. So I hope this video will help you select your new wildlife zoom lens. So let's dive in. So up until now, I only have in my arsenal the Sony 100-400 G Master and a 70-200, the Mark II. I also have a 2x converter. And those lenses serve me very well for a lot of wildlife projects, mainly video. But for this project, there's a lot of animal that I will see from further away. So I wanted something that have more reach, so something with 600 millimeter or more, and also something that is versatile to shoot birds, but also to shoot moose and big mammals. So I had three lenses in mind. First, the Sigma 60-600 millimeters. It's a zoom lens, very compact, not too heavy, very versatile. Like having 60-600 is incredible. But the fact that it's a Sigma and not a Sony, I was a bit worried by autofocus performance. I'm a solo shooter, so sometimes I need a very good autofocus, mainly for birds in the air. And I was not sure about the Sigma autofocus performance. And there's also the fact that the Sigma lens is not an internal zoom, it's external. So zooming with this lens will be very shaky. So my second choice was the Sigma 300x600 f4. It's an incredible lens. It didn't have the chance to try it, but at first it was incredible. Like I was having 300-600 f4 is so cool. The same background blur as the 600 prime lens from Sony, something more versatile than the Sony Prime 600 lens, having the 300-600, but it is big and massive. And having the Burano now, I cannot imagine me like carrying the 300-600 f4 with the Burano and all the stuff I needed around it. So my third choice was the new Sony lens. Like it's a brand new lens. It just came out this spring. It's the 400-800 millimeters. It's an f6.3 by f8. So not as bright as the other ones, but so versatile also. Having the opportunity to shoot to 400 and to 800, which is very zoomed in. For birds, it's amazing. And having like 400 and 600 millimeters for mammals, for moose, for larger animals, is very cool. So I decided to pull the trigger on this one. Also, it's a Sony native lens, so I knew that the autofocus performance will be great. And it is not as heavy as the Sigma 300-600, almost the same weight as the 60-600 from Sigma, but it's an internal zoom, so like zooming in, zooming out will be very, very easy to do, no shaky movement. So here it is on the Burano right now. It's it's a very long lens, but it's not very heavy compared to the Sony Prime lens or the Sigma 300-600. I really like the weight distribution. So first I test this lens against the 100-400 G Master, because I think the 100-400 is one of the sharpest zoom lens from Sony. Very, very sharp. And I was very, very surprised by the result. As you can see in this test, it's not a technical test at all. It's just a little test I did for myself, and I thought that maybe some of you might enjoy it. And I was very surprised because I test both lenses at 400 millimeters, so we can have something fair to compare. The smaller lens, the 100 to 400, is very sharp. I was always amazed by this lens, but the new one, the 400 to 800, is even a tiny bit more sharp. Like, it's crazy how sharp it is. Again, this is at 400 millimeters. I noticed that at 800 it is a little bit less sharp, but still it's very good. Like, it still will be a lot better than having a 2x converter on the 100 to 400 millimeters. I use it sometime, but the results are not there. But on the new 400 to 800, like, I know that at 800 the footage is very usable, and yeah, it's impressive. So the second test I did was the parfocal test. If you zoom in and zoom out, if the focus change in manual focus. And oh, there's a squirrel. Hey. I noticed that the 400 to 800 is not parfocal at all. Like, yeah, if you zoom in and zoom out again, your focus will change. That's not a big deal, but it's something to be aware of. For the 100 to 400 millimeters, it is mostly parfocal. If I zoom in at 400 and again at 100 millimeters, it's kind of always in focus. There's a little like tiny difference, but very close. But the 400 to 800 is not parfocal at all. And lastly, the test I wanted to do is very simple. It's just zooming in and zooming out with the internal zoom of the 400 to 800 vs like the external zoom of the 100 to 400 millimeters. So as you can see, the 400 to 800 millimeters is way better. Having the internal zoom makes the zoom in, zoom out way smoother. And like, if I took my time, this was a quick test, but I'm sure I could be able to do it very smoothly. So this is a big plus for this lens. So yeah, I did use the 400 to 800 millimeters a few times in the field after that, and I really liked it. Like, the autofocus performance was great, the sharpness is insane, like we said, and the fact that it's not too big, like fairly lightweight compared to other lenses, and the zoom range is very useful for me. And using the 400 to 800 millimeters with the Burano was such a great combo. You have such a nice reach. I can shoot in 8K with the Burano or even 4K cropped in Super 35. So I have like a 1000 millimeters range option. I think there's only one little thing that I wish Sony could have done with this lens, is going down to 300 millimeters instead of 400. I know Canon did it with the 200 to 800 millimeters, but it goes up to f9, so that's not better for me. I like the low light capability, so yeah, if it could have stayed like at an f6.3 to f8, but a 300 instead of 400 millimeters, that could have been incredible. But still, we always want better, and yeah, I think this lens is already almost perfect. So yeah, if you are in the market for a new wildlife filmmaking zoom lens, this lens, the Sony 400 to 800 millimeters, is incredible. I really like it, and I can't wait to test it more. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, it helps a lot with the algorithm and stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.